Incremental routines. Today I want to share something with you that I think people doesn't actually discuss, and there's no right or wrong. Is when you import articles, what will you do? Split right away or split eventually when time comes, depending on the priority, or you just do extracts over and over again? What do you mean by that? For instance, semantic change. I did and I split right away. That's why I don't have the source anymore. And here I have the childs, right? Nice. Another way to do it, that I do more recently, is I don't split anymore. Here you go. I have the topic, that's why it's not dismissed, or I didn't apply done, and I have all the extracts and so on inside that. Let me see. Yeah, you get the point. But I didn't did that at the beginning of using Supermemo. Everything I was importing, eventually at the first repetition, or right away, I was splitting. So let me explain one big reason to differentiate both approaches. And for that, I will use a new collection. I will call it split. So let's say that I'm brand new to Supermemo. It's okay, let me try importing some articles. So let's use actually Internet Explorer before it actually dies. Okay, so let's say I want to start with memory. And I like some of the already mentioned hyperlinked articles. So I will include them all. Just a bunch. Okay, good. So I just imported 5 articles. What happens is that today I'm finished because the collection is brand new. I don't have anything outstanding because today has been the first day, and in Supermemo, the minimum interval is 1 day. So everything at the very least will be outstanding tomorrow, and I can actually check that. 1 day, you can tell by the date, it will be tomorrow. That depends when you see this video. Okay, all of them are for tomorrow. Nice. Okay, now it's tomorrow. Good. So I just press learn, and that pops out in my repetition. Or implicit memory is, oh wow, this is huge, right? It's so long to read. What I could do is splitting. And this is where the difference is. If I don't split anything, I just do my own extracts. Let's say the first paragraph. So let's say that I don't want to split right away, and I just do the extracts of what I read. In this case will be the first paragraph. And I move on, because I want to follow, at some degree, one repetition, one action. So I move on to the next element. Information processing. Nice. And I will do the same thing. Information processing is a change, okay. And I do an extract of this, because I do care about the definition. It's new for me. And I will do the same for every single article that is outstanding today. And today I only had about 5 articles outstanding. Now, I do still have more articles than before, because I have the source and the extracts I did today. And the extract, in this case, it will be outstanding in 2 days, March 13th, and the source, the next repetition, it's still 1 day. But in this case, it will be easy to use the browser. Look at the next repetition. I can sort by this. This is a source. I emit 1 extract, and that will be outstanding tomorrow already. This one is also outstanding tomorrow, but that's actually the extract I did. So what is going to happen is that I will have, gradually, incrementally in time, I will have more and more topics outstanding. That is because I'm still reading the source. So when this pops out in my repetition, I will do a second extract, let's say. But I haven't finished that. So I'm doing everything in parallel, right? So until I don't process all the article and I do all the extracts I want, then I will be left just with the extracts. So it's just a matter of time that I process those extracts and perhaps extracts of those extracts until I get the end product, that is the items, and that will be it. What will happen most likely is that this won't happen because across this time I will importing more articles in my collection. So it's a never-ending story. So if I do this approach, it's kind of easy to manage because the quantity that article high 20. But what happens if I use the other approach and I split right away? Because it's Wikipedia, it's easy to split. Now I want to split this. I will split by default. Since it's Wikipedia, it will be easy to split. Now I do apply done because I have everything duplicated as a child. And look, I have 38 elements, including some dummy titles. But look at the priorities that has been automatically set because my collection is very tiny. So every single edition, it's dramatic change because I had just 10 elements. That means that every element counted, represented 10% of the collection. Now I have almost 40 more than that, so about 50. So now every single element represents 2%, about 2% of the collection. And look, the range I have is huge. That is one issue, quote unquote issue, when your collection is brand new. Okay. Then I like this, so let me do the same with, long-term memory. I want to look on that as well. Procedural memory, same thing. Bam. And perhaps I will do the same for the 2 articles that I have left. But I won't do it because I already did the extract. So now I can differentiate. Sorry, I didn't dismiss that. Done. Okay, so now it's easy to differentiate. What you see in yellow, it's dismissed and done. Therefore, it's split. And that's not true for those 2 because I will process this incrementally without the splitting. Now what happens if I go to my my priority queue? Look at that. More than 100 elements. But if I go to the next rep, whoops, almost everything is the same. And if I go to my calendar, to workload, almost all of them are outstanding tomorrow. And obviously, I won't be able to read 100 topics, especially if I'm being introduced. I'm brand new to Supermemo, so I will go slower because I'm getting used to the software, the learning curve, and so on. So what is going to happen there is that I will do very few repetitions the next day. Let's try it. So I will quit Supermemo. Let's see the time again. Even though I used up to postpone, look at that, 50. It was 104. But what happened is that I didn't set the priorities, right? So if I go to the child here, it's okay, for whatever reason, Supermemo is deciding some 80% on some childs and 30s on some others. So therefore, what it will happen is that all of this dark blue, if I sort, all of these will be postponed already. Look at the intervals. It's a week already. And since I won't be able to do all the repetitions, I will make this situation even worse. In the sense that I will be skipping content that I'm even not aware of. Because I haven't set the priority. Why? Because I'm a noob. I don't know how it actually works. I don't even understand priorities, right? If I start doing those repetitions, that's the first child, I think. Yeah, exactly. So look at that. It's quite extensive, right? Pam. So what will happen is that on this split topic, which is somewhat equivalent of an extract, I will do more extracts. Let's say this. And next repetition, I will do another one. Let's pretend it's this. But look at that. 4 days, outstanding in 4 days, 3 days, and so on. So if I do, let's say, 20 repetitions today, it's likely I will do 20 extracts because I'm brand new. All the collection, it has to be processed. So I have to do the first step, that is extracting. I don't have extracts from yesterday because yesterday what I did is a splitting, right? I haven't processed anything previously, so I have to do over the first step. Nice. So overall, what may happen if you're like me, that you are very curious and you're very hungry for knowledge, is that you start breathing. Let's say something. Priming. Oh, what is priming? Oh, this sparks my interest. Priming in psychology. Here you go with Internet Explorer. It's wow, I want to import this, and I keep reading. It's I had imported sensory memory, but this is just one brief introduction. There's actually one specific article for that. Let me import this. I'm really extremely interested in that, and I move on. Long-term memory, yeah, gotcha. So now it's okay. I have something that I don't know how to manage already, because I have one section inside memory that is also a main article, but do I have redundant information? Do I have duplicated information? What do I do first? The easy introduction, abridge it to the point, or I go there to the specific article? I don't know, because I'm a noob. I don't have experience in that, right? So just in case, I will start reading this, even if I have the dedicated topic. So, and the point of this video is that very quickly, in a matter of weeks, if you keep importing and you keep exploring, crawling Wikipedia or the blog or website you're using, the collection will grow at a rate that you cannot manage. And you will be overwhelmed that, I'm seeing something that I don't want now. It's, the topic is my interest, but let's say this pops out. Is, wow, yes, it's long-term memory. I want to dig into that. But, wow, it's about rats, about DNA, cingulate cortex, is 5-methyl lysine. What is all of this? I'm lacking all background knowledge in genetics or biology. This is too much jargon. There are so many concepts I don't know. I saw it is the anterior. This color is I cannot even see this color. So what I will do, and what I actually did when I started using Supermemo, is let me check what it is, because sometimes I know what it is, but I don't know the name in English. Or this one. Okay, makes sense, right? Nice. But I will import it anyways. But this is also what means to be upregulated or downregulated. Because what happens is that the priority of this child, it won't be that high. But what happens that if I didn't split that, I will keep going to the same order of the article in a linear fashion. So I will getting this long-term memory, dual store memory, Atkinson Surfriend memory model, So it's not just easier to follow, is that it's very likely what I'm getting first requires more greater deal of previous knowledge, because then you go more specific. Biological underpinnings, DNA, contradictory evidence, and so on. So that's why now, based on my own experience, I don't actually suggest to split right away, or to split even, when you are new to Supermemo. Because it's very likely that, first, it's granted, you will be coping with the learning curve. That's already something. Second, you will be coping with some habits you have to acquire that it doesn't relate actually to the software, but the paradigm of incremental reading. On top of that, you have to add all this overwhelming feeling that there's so many concepts, so many stuff to be read, so much quantity that I am overwhelmed. I cannot keep up with this. And on top of that, it won't be actually pleasurable because I will keep getting confused of all the jargon and so on. So overall, if you really want to do this right at the beginning, import something you're already familiar with. You know all the jargon, all the concepts. It's just you are using Supermemo to read this incrementally, to get used to the concept of the paradigm of incremental reading, not to start something brand new. First frustrations, okay. So everything I said is just recalling from memory, but I actually have the footage. And let me see if I can grasp some screenshots of my knowledge tree, how I was doing it. Okay, so here you can see that I'm not doing this, with the only exception of incremental learning. That's the manual. 500 children already. That's because I used the split. And here you can see that I was doing this already. That is in a split, extract of the splits, and then the final items of those extracts. So it's good to know to have all this hierarchy. The knowledge tree will be really meaningful with all the divisions and semantic divisions, right? Instead of one flattened hierarchy. But it is not worth it, especially at the beginning. Yeah. So now, just based on this part, I cannot tell what's outstanding or what's not. But I can guarantee that most of these will have about the same date of outstanding. And look how many childs do I have. So what happened at the beginning is that most of what I was reading was about Supermemo itself, because I have 500 children out of the split. Not a big deal, because for me it was pleasurable. But once, some days later, is when I did what I explained before with Wikipedia. Is when I got frustrated. Also with components, templates, some other more specific technical stuff, but that was a huge deal. So I hope you take this into account. Obviously, it's my suggestion, my recommendation. It's not one law about learning or whatever, but I truly suggest to do it, what they said, because it's very likely you will give up due to the overwhelming experience, the friction it will create, frustration, or lack of pleasure. So, start easy, 10 minutes a day, incrementally. You will know one buzzword in Supermemo, it's incremental. So start incrementally. And as you get used what priorities are, how they work, and so on, then you can split if you want, because you will be able to manage thousands or hundreds of thousands of elements in your priority queue, but not at the beginning. And in case you started this already and you want to keep going and you know actually how to do it, how to solve your current issue, or whatever you want, more indications, you can get one-on-one sessions tutoring with me, and that's pretty much it. See you next time.